Yo, what's up? It's your man DJ Alamo. You already know what it is. Coalition DJs, 24K mixtapes, hip-hop since 1987.com. You know what we out here doing. $1 million worth of game. The movement. This is what it is. Dope World TV. You already know what it is.
Alamo, my guy.
What's up, man?
What's good with you, bro? It's been a long time, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, man. You've been doing some things. But
some work.
To the people that don't know you, man, you feel me? Where do you get the name Alamo at? Where do you get the name DJ Alamo at?
Well, you know, it's another DJ Alamo from Brand Nubian, so we kind of get see people. I had a discrepancy with my name when I first came out. My first name was Ant Live, so and it was just because that was just, you know, I was a lively person, so you know, people just randomly just called me Ant Live. So when I met another DJ and he said his name was Ant Live, I think I was like maybe like 16 years old or something like that. And I was like, he was like, yo, you gonna have to battle me for it. I'm like, man, ain't nobody. Like, I wasn't into it that much to be like, battle you, like whatever, like you can have it, like, you know what I'm saying? I really don't want that to be my DJ name anyway. Like, so the Alamo comes in where, you know what I'm saying, where I just thought of acronyms, like where I could break this shit down. Like, I come from New York City, so it's always something where, you know, niggas have a certain, they have a name, be like BBD or some shit, and it stands for, you know what I'm saying? Like, it have an acronym. So with me, what I did was I said, you know, all right, let me break it down. Because I've been saying it so long that now I'm kind of confused. I'm like, what the fuck did I say? All right, so it's A-L-L, another A, about, so it's Alamo. So A-L, another L, A, about, M-O-N-E-Y. If you break it down. So it's, you got the A, so just spell Alamo. A, about, all, and you add an L and another L, then, you know what I'm saying, you got the A, and then that's about, and then it's the M. O, Alamo, so M-O-N-E-Y. So I broke it down all about money.
Oh, did you just take the beginning letters of each song?
Right, and then broke it down like that. So when now you see when I explain it to you, it's like, oh, all right, I get what you're saying. Yeah, so that's my breakdown of the whole Alamo thing. It ain't, I wanted to take somebody's name. I none of that. I own the name. So if anything, a nigga really can't tell me nothing.
Right.
Because I own the rights.
You
feel what I'm saying?
So how'd you go about owning your name?
Well, I mean, I got into discrepancies. You know, I used to bump into people that was like, yo, you not the real Alamo, but it's a bunch of different Alamos. It's me, it's one in Texas, it's one in San Antonio, it's one over here, it's one over there. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of different Alamos, but no one owns the name DJ Alamo. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you got the basketball player from Harlem, was the Alamo, like, you know what I'm saying? Alimo.
Oh, Alimo, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
People used to get me confused with him too as well. Tags and Twitter and shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I finally just was like, yo, let me go figure out if the name is available. And by doing that, that's when I got my website. So I had DJAlamo.com. So once you have DJAlamo.com, obviously you own the name.
Right.
So you know what I mean? That was about, shout out to my man DJ Pop Dukes. He helped me out and helped me get that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that was. Like, I own the rights to the name. You know what I'm saying?
So how long you been DJing, yo?
About 20, going on probably like 20 something years. 23 years.
What got
like
you?
Consistently, like, you know how niggas say like, yo, you been DJing for, I could be like, yo, I've been DJing for a whoop-de-whoop. Like, I could say I've been DJing for 30 years if I want to.
Right.
But I really haven't. It's like, you know, as a little kid, whoop. But I would say 25 years.
What got you into DJing?
The movie, well, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, so like like I lived in East Flatbush, so Martins is like couple blocks up. Busta Rhymes lived over there. Lord Have Mercy lived like 2 blocks over. Special Ed lived on Linden, and I lived on Lenox. It was Lenox Church and Linden. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, Lennox, Linden, and Church. So we was all like I grew up around all that shit. I grew up around MOP. I grew up around EPMD and all of them. I met Redman and K Solo a while, like when I was like 12 years old. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I was living in New York.
Right.
So like I was always around the music shit, and I was just around it. Like the people I played Pop Warner football for Brooklyn Skyhawks, like one of the most premier like Pop Warner football teams in New York City. Like Troy Ave comes from there. The artist, the actor Omar Epps, he comes from Brooklyn Skyhawks. So you know what I'm saying. Like I come from a fraternity of people, music and things already was in my area. Like one of my head coaches, he was the guy that used to train Jay-Z back in the day when he was in a boxing joint. The guy that Jay-Z used to box with, that was one of my old coaches. So I was always around the shit, like, you feel what I'm saying? But I didn't know what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say 15 years old, I got my turntables. And
Your first set?
My first turntables, I got a pair of Gemini belt drive turntables. I started with Gemini. You know what I'm saying? I was putting pennies on my needles so they could hold the weight. I was doing all of that shit. I come from that era. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really was carrying 20 crates of records. I was really fucking up people's shocks. Literally.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it was nobody who didn't fuck with me didn't have a problem with shocks. My parents,
because you got so many,
you know what I mean?
fucking
Especially
crates
my
of records
pops.
in there.
Like when I make it, I gotta buy him the best car ever in the world because I fucked up all his shocks. You feel what I'm saying? He used to drive me to weddings. He used to drive me everywhere, and it was like just speakers and fucking. The whole trunk is full of turntables, and in the middle seat is just the equipment. Like the whole just you know what I'm saying? So I've been through all them stages, you know what I'm saying? Climbing crates and crates up the flight of stairs, and I came from the era that made it easy for where it is now.
So answer me this, yeah. What does it take to do what you do, man? For the people that might think that DJing is easy, or like the DJ game is easy. Some people think that y'all just be pushing buttons and shit.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Listen, it has made it easier, but I have come from the era that, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't care if a person just started to DJ tomorrow and feels like he's the best thing going. I'll burn him, because it's all about knowing your music. I could if I really wanted to get in my bag, I come from the era of every 30 seconds drop a new record. You feel me? Yeah. So in my mindset, if I'm dropping records every 30 seconds, I'm keeping the energy up, but you got to keep the energy up.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? So now people like to let the song play, or you got to wait for the hook, or you got to wait for this, because now music, you really don't even you really don't even care for somewhat of what niggas is saying. It's like the hook and the beat.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Hard-ass drop,
unless it's like a certain artist, like maybe a Drake, or a certain artist where they have a part where they could, you know what I mean, they in the club and they could put it down and the whole crowd says that line or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare that you have that. So I feel like, you know what I mean, like, it's really a difference of just really knowing your music. That's how I feel, and I feel like that's how I've been able to, you know, still be relevant to the young ones and still be relevant to who I'm relevant to. But I still have the young guys still fuck with me, and they still be like, yo, OG. And I had to get a little accustomed to a nigga calling me OG, and it's like, no,
right?
You feel what I'm saying?
You don't feel
Then I hear 2 Chainz song, and he be like, young enough to fuck your mama, young enough to fuck your daughter. I'll be like, yeah, I'm right there. You feel me? I'm still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's shit like that, man. You know what I mean? I'm still outside, but you know what? I've been on 3 tours. I've done a lot. So I'm kind of fortunate right now. I'm in that fortunate stage of where I am. Like, I used to be a little bit hard on artists, and now I'm a little bit more understanding. You understand what I'm saying? It
Word.
took a long time, but I'm
That
very
brings me
much.
to the next thing I wanted to ask you, right? Like, what advice would you give an artist trying to get his music played? Like like right now it's the wave of everybody trying to be independent. Even if they don't have the funds to be independent, they still trying to go the independent route. So, you know what I'm saying? What advice would you give to someone trying to
I mean, the advice I give to artists right now that's, is the new artist that's coming up and things like that. Like, this is a business, no matter what. Like, when people say independent means that you have to put up your own money. That's it.
yeah.
Point blank period. That's the answer. It's no, yo, I'm independent. So, I'm independent. You're independent. We're all independent. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference? So I think they use the word independent so loosely. It's like, yo, I'm independent. Look me out. Hook me up. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's where the lines kind of get crossed with certain people. It's like, do you want a handout or do you want to work for this?